This is your producer Byron alongside Mauricio,
What's good?
which we got him in the couch tonight.
Cast the couch and
And then we also got our host
Hey,
Manny
what up?
in the
How's
building.
it going, guys?
And
Welcome back.
Shout out to Enzo who couldn't make it here tonight, but
It's all good.
It's all
show
good.
must
We
go on.
appreciate for him being with us always. We hope that he's doing well, you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we should probably have him next week.
We will. But I'm curious. How you guys doing? Just like just how you guys doing? You know, we talked about mental health for a couple weeks back then, for like the past couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know how you guys are doing on that avenue, and whatnot.
Manny.
You see that silence? That's why men don't talk.
Exactly. Crickets.
Crickets when you ask about mental health.
Crickets.
No, man. Honestly, I've had a wonderful week. Though I haven't had anything like where it's like, man, I need to talk to someone, or man, this is drastically helping me. Been having a wonderful week. I mean, I've had like a few moments of pain. I told you on Sunday when I was like having this weird cramp on my ribs. But nothing in the sense of like, man, I need to talk to someone. Right now at the moment, I'm doing well, and I thank God for these moments.
Yeah, definitely. For me personally, I mean, it depends on the day and the time you ask me. I guess.
Yeah. Nah, I get you,
if
man.
I'm just being 100%.
Yeah, no, I get
As of
that,
late,
man.
that's
I've
just how
been
it's
there.
been.
I've been in that boat, man.
If it's like every day. There's days that I feel like you're just kind of in the flow of things.
Those days,
autopilot
bro, for me were like 2-3 years ago. Where I was just like, what's going on, and I was just like lost, just like wondering,
Yeah.
and you're just trying to make sense of it all.
Yeah, I can see where that's being.
Yeah.
And there's days where I guess I wasn't gonna say animosity, but adversity hits, and there's those certain aspects where you don't want to deal with things, and you want to hopefully get to the next step and whatnot. So, that creates anxiety. And then sometimes you look back at things where you're like, oh, man, things were better back this time. You think they were, but you don't even know. But, that causes, some slight depression here and there. But overall, it's just about keeping a balance. And I think one thing that I've liked the most is just to keep myself in the moment. I know it's so cliche, but it's
understanding
just really
that
hard
you
to
live
do
in. There's 3 times of self, right? There's that time of self, which is your past self, your present self, and your future self. But you got to know how to distinguish between these 3. You got to know, like, okay, there's these 3 selves of me, and I got to know how to make the difference between them. Because that's what ends up happening is people end up sometimes getting caught in their past self. And when you live in the past self, you end up just focusing on like regrets and shame. And when you do
that's
that,
like all right?
Exactly. When you do that, you stay stuck in there. And then you can also live in the future self, which are the things you want to achieve, the place where you want to get to, and all that. But then if you're living in your future self also too, that's going to, make you worry and stress yourself even more. I mean, the best place to live is in the present, because in the present, it's like the words I just said a few seconds ago. I can't change those words. Those words are etched into time. But what I can change is the vocabulary that comes out of my mouth in the next few seconds. What I can change is my actions that I take in the next few seconds, right? So it's like I decided to be here on this podcast. That's a decision. That's something that's already been taken. But I can, in this moment, decide, you know what, I want to walk out, So it's like you got to be able to live in the present. And living in the present, I believe, is the most difficult because it's uncertain, It's uncertain in the sense that you don't know what could happen in the next few seconds. And all you can do is take it, second by second, step by step, and try to figure that out.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, like I said, for me, it's just been, just depends on the day. But one thing that I like to do is breathe a lot. Breathing helps a lot.
Yeah, breathing, meditating.
Stays in that moment and whatnot. And just feeding yourself a positivity, I think that's the number one thing. Because there's something that I saw someone posted, and it's like you talk to yourself the most.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you being
Facts.
that voice that speaks to yourself the most, you got to make sure that those words are positive and that they're
Mhm.
good and that they're not coming from a harmful place. And I was going through that where those words in my head and what I was telling myself wasn't, you know,
And that those
and I'm
words,
still battling with that. Don't get me wrong, but
those
that's what it
words
is.
come from what you feed yourself.
Yep.
You know what? The biggest thing is what you feed yourself mentally.
That's where
Right.
that phrase comes, right? From reap what you sow.
In a sense, yeah, in a sense. But it's like all right, you work out, right, Byron? And
Yeah.
you know that when you work out, it's all a mental game.
Yes.
You have to, beat your mental in order to achieve what you want to achieve, right?
Or like how Mauricio says, beat the bitch out of you.
Pretty
Right.
much.
Beat
So,
the bitch in you.
but in order to get there, in order to achieve that, right?
Yes.
You have to feed yourself the thoughts and begin to think that. You have to like, all right, no, I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to accomplish this. No. And then you also begin to go into your motivational, like what have you listened to? Who did you listen to? Right? You draw from that. Who did you see, whether it was your instructor or someone working out, and how they motivated you? And then you're like, okay, I'm motivated by this and their actions, and that's why in this moment, as I'm pushing this weight, I'm like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and then you accomplish it.
Right.
Right?
Definitely.
So it's the same way, when it comes to our mental. A lot of the times, it's what are you feeding to yourself, right? Like, what are the voices that you are allowing to have power over you? Whether it be a podcast, whether it be a YouTube channel,
or a sermon.
whether it be a Twitch, whether it be like how you're saying, a sermon, a religion, a study, the news, whatever it may be, whatever that source is feeding your mind. And even the scripture says this, right? Scripture likes to use the word mind, but since they didn't have the word mind, the way they would use it is the word heart. But they were referring to the thoughts, right? It says, as a man speaks, it's like, well, a man speaks what is in his heart, right? So whatever you're feeding your thoughts, right? That's what you're going to begin to speak. So say, for example, someone begins to do a lot of research on cryptocurrency, just a wild example, right? That person's going to begin to want to talk about cryptocurrency and begin to want to talk about cryptocurrency. But if that person is investing time into reading the Bible, well, they're going to want to talk about that, want to talk about what they've been reading. So it's like, it shows in your speech what you're invested in and what comes out of you, right? That's why you need to even be careful with the music you listen to. And it's like,
That's true.
what are you feeding your mind? Because
Yep.
those are the thoughts that are going to come out of you, right? So when you think about this mental health, a huge part of it is, yes, you got to talk to people. You got to process your situation. You got to process the things you've been through, the things you're going through. Definitely, that's very important. But another key component is, how are you feeding your mind?
Yeah.
And what are you allowing, and who are you giving power to have power over your thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think something that you mentioned real quick, you said something about us working out, and I just kind of want to pivot real quick and ask you, we've been working out, guys, now for 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now?
We just completed our 3rd week, so
Altogether.
tomorrow's gonna be week 4.
Twice a week has been going on, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Manny, since you've been you're the one that the latest one to join us. What has been your favorite workout, your favorite muscle group to work out?
Man, all right. So let me kind of give my journey, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cause my first day, I died. I'ma just lay it on. I'm pretty sure you guys noticed. I died my first day, especially because you put me on that incline bench press press. Yeah,
chest that day.
on that, my right shoulder was on fire. I literally had to take an ibuprofen to sleep because I was like, my arms are so stiff, and I was like, I can't even move. And I mean, that was just my first workout. I mean, I could have just bitched out after that and be like, you know what, I'm not coming back for the second one. I'm done with this. But then again, it's going to what I've been saying. You know, your mental. Like, have you taken the decision? And is this something you want to do?
Yeah.
Right. And I told Maury, it's like I want to do this, you know, but I also need to learn. So I was beat the first day, but I showed up the second day. And it was interesting because you guys were even like, you're going to be here on Thursday, right? Like, it's kind of like you guys were like thinking like he might quit after this.
You gotta be sure,
you
man.
know? And I was like, no, I'll be here, you know? And also, too, it's like the accountability of giving my word to you guys, you know? One thing my dad always taught me, and I'm trying to put that more in practice, is your word is your bond, you know? And I'm trying to put that more into practice as well, that what I say, I want to be accountable to that, you know? So when I tell you guys, hey, I'll see you guys at 7, right?
Yeah.
And I say that because I'm telling myself already, hey, I'm going to be there. Like, I got to get there,
Right.
you know? And it's just mentally preparing myself for the next day or when it comes. Because believe me, there's been days where I'm like at 5 p.m., at work, and I'm like, man, am I really gonna go work out? And I'm like, no, hold on. I said at 7 I'm gonna be there, so I'm gonna be there. But to your question, I think the group that I've enjoyed the most, just because I used to have that cut when I was younger, is the tricep, and I really love the cut in the arm that you get. I used to, I used to have it when I was younger, and I lost it because I stopped working out.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of like been seeing it kind of come back again, and I'm like,
That's right.
interesting. Like, all right, cool, you know. But yeah, and I even told Maury last week on Thursday, going back to this of like your mentality, like what you decide to do. Last week on Thursday, I was feeling super sleepy, dude. And my body, like, automatically the thought was, I should text these guys, I'm not going to show up. You know? That was my initial, like, reaction, my initial thought. And I go, no. Like, I'm giving myself a pep talk. I'm like, we're going to go. And this is where, like, I'm telling you, I'm compromising myself, where it's like, as soon as I enter the house, because my parents already know the routine, you know? And my mom asked me, hey, you're going to the gym, right? She just that was her question to me as soon as I entered the house. It wasn't, are you hungry, or what are you going to eat? No. Her first question as soon as she taught me was, hey, you're going to the gym, right? And at that moment, I know that if I would have said, nah, I'm feeling tired, I don't know, I don't want to go, I know that I would have put myself into that mood and just be like, nah, I'm staying home. But my immediate response to her was, yes, I'm going. You know, and my body was like, oh, okay, we're going. All right. You know, and I went. I showed up. I worked out, you know. So, yeah, I'll say it again in the pot. I'll see you guys there on Thursday at 7 p.m., right?
Every Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah. So I'm glad to hear that, man. But just again, kind of get a little pivot again. This week was Valentine's Day and all that. So
yeah, that was on Monday.
Yeah, I'm curious to know if you guys have any stories of. I want to know about bad experiences. Everybody have good experience. I want to know about the good. I want to know about the bad, man. Fuck the good. In this case,
I could give a quick story.
All right, go for it.
I remember there was this chick in high school. Basically, I asked her to be my Valentine, but she went to a different school, right? Poly.
Yeah.
I went to Grant, and basically, I knew her in person, but I got connected through a friend. So I would speak to her mostly like on MySpace or texting eventually.
Damn.
And then
this fool was internet dating before it was popular.
Before Tinder was there, I was sliding
Yeah.
and all that shit.
no, but getting to my story, like we were supposed to meet up, and I forgot exactly how or what happened. I think basically, bro, we couldn't meet up. So the worst part of it is that I had actually bought her like a teddy bear gift with like a little like fake rose or whatnot.
Yeah.
But you know how it is back in the day with the budget and whatnot.
I feel you.
So it didn't happen, man, and that's the best.
Oh, man.
Not the best, but the worst story I can think of.
Man.
I was looking forward to it too, and I had just bought in the gift, so
I
eventually had to give it to my mom.
spending money is the worst. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. I was walking from from where I work to my car, and as I'm walking, there's a flower shop. that line for that flower shop when I was coming out was packed.
I bet, bro. All those last minute people, bro. All those last minute
they
guys,
literally
bro.
had a guy guiding the parking lot, bro, and telling people like, "Hey, you gotta go. You can't sit in your car. Get out of here. And the next person gotta park in there." Like it was packed, bro. And I'm like, damn, all these guys are last minute buyers. You know,
Pretty much.
it was just pure guys, bro, just being in there, bro. I was like, damn. I'm like, how much money is this flower shop making a day?
Oh, bro. You know they
You
up the
know?
charge today. You know they put up the prices today and all that, man. It's crazy. But what I have to say though, I mean, you have a bad story for Valentine's Day?
Man, I all right. So I don't know if I should go with my high school one or the most one of the recent ones. I don't know which one I should go with. The recent one, bro. All right, so let's go with the recent one, just because that one I felt like hurt me. And it hurt me just because it hurt my pocket. That's the reason it hurt me.
Bruh.
I'm glad I didn't go through it all, but it just knowing that I hurt my pocket. It's like, I don't know why, like just knowing like, damn, I did all this for you, and I'm like but it's like, hey, man, it's part of the risk, it's part of the game.
You messing with my money, you messing with my emotions.
Facts, bro. Facts.
It'd be like that.
Because all right, so like I used to have a subscription because you can have like, I think I still probably have the account. I don't know.
Subscription to what?
So when I was with someone prior to this, right? I had a subscription with I think it's flowers.com, where you can literally schedule like everything and they just charge your card.
Okay.
So
Her card?
No, my card.
Oh, I heard charge her card. I was like,
No,
damn, what are you, savage?
That wouldn't hurt my pocket, bro. I would feel like, oh man, good. Thank God it didn't hurt my pocket. But no, but basically you can subscribe everything you want sent to her, and you can schedule it. Like it puts it into the calendar. So I had it set up to where it would send her things on her anniversary, on her birthday, and for Valentine's Day. Bro, it's scheduled, bro.
Rico
like
Suave over
like
here.
it's good to go, bro. Like, you know, and like it would, you know, it gets delivered. You can either have it delivered to her personal address or delivered to her job.
Right.
There's a lot of conveniences to it, man. And it's just knowing like, hey, it's already penciled in. It's just gonna charge my card. And then, but with this one, this was literally like a few days before Valentine's Day. And I was like, damn, like, I could see stuff was going off, you know. And, you know, we had our talks, whatever. In the end, we ended up, you know, she broke up with me. So when she breaks up with me, calls it off, and this was literally like a week prior to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And the fact, like I told you, I had all this scheduled in and penciled in, and I totally forgot to cancel, to not send it, just because I was in my feels and in my head. And I literally, like, after we broke up, I'm the type of person that once you break up with me, I'm not gonna go back to you. I don't care like what we've been through. I don't care, like, I'm not going back. Like, once you tell me it's done, you know? So I literally was upset that it charged my card, and I was upset that I had to like reach out to her and let her know like, hey, this is on its way. I was like, I don't want to talk to her. It's over, you know? But I had to like reach out to her, and that was so awkward to like be like, hey, by the way, some flowers are gonna show up to your job, and it's gonna say it's from me. This was scheduled prior. It's not meaning that I want to get back with you. Like, it's such a weird...
Your schedule party, you breaking my heart, you
exactly. It's like, I do not want to get back with you. I just want to make that very clear. But it's awkward.
It's your mama.
Awkward, bro. Like, it's awkward. I'm like, you can do whatever you want with them. I'm like, I even told her, you can burn them. You can just throw them to the trash. I don't care. But, like, yeah. And it hurt my pocket in the sense that it charged me $180. So... yeah, that was a hefty fee for that day.
Well, mine was probably like shit.
I was like,
that was pricey.
Well, mine was probably like fucking like over 5 years ago, over 7 years ago. I was with someone. I don't know if I was with this person or it was for.
This is before we had the term we're in the what was it called the stage now?
Friend zone?
Nah, not the friend zone.
Talking
The
stage.
talking stage. Yeah, this is before this term was invented, right?
Yeah, but I mean, this. Okay, I don't even want to get to detail that far with this whole shit.
But let's just say you were in the talking stage.
Okay,
Or maybe,
yeah. Let's just say we were. Let's just say we were in the talking stage, bro. Let's just say we were in the talking stage for sure. We'll keep it right there.
We'll keep it right there.
Hey man, one day I want to do Patreon episodes and we'll really talk there. But point is that this was around the time that 50 Shades of Grey was coming out, right?
Ooh.
And this was the first one. So originally,
bro. So she was like, "Tie me up." Did you buy a BDCM?
Bro,
kit or
let
something?
me fucking say the story.
I don't know, bro. I'm trying to predict stuff here.
The story's gonna crash and burn real fast.
All right, let's go.
So the whole hype of the movie. The book's been out and all that stuff, and the movie's coming out on Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn.
The worst acting I've ever seen in my life.
So whatever, bro.
Bro, have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't.
Oh, bro, I don't recommend it. It's the worst acting I've seen in my life. Even the book has bad reviews, bro. The only reason it's famous is just because it's another side of sexuality. But anyways.
Yeah, so, I get tickets for it and everything, and I take this individual with me, and, this person's really, she pretty feisty individual, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
She was open-minded, let's say.
You can say that.
Yeah.
But, this is one of those things where I learned as a man and growing up being like, you got to learn what you share and what you say around women. And, this isn't even about commenting about their opinion. It's just literally keeping your thoughts to yourself. Like, don't think aloud, bro.
Yeah.
And a lot of females are different.
It can ruin your chances with the girl if you think out loud.
Yeah. And then there's some girls that, they're, they'll hear shit or they'll see things and they won't say anything about it.
Oh,
just keep it themselves.
Aggressive.
There's other ones that are they're
aggressive.
gonna tell you, they're gonna let you know in that moment.
Yeah.
So we're about to walk over to watch this movie. We're not. I'm in the car. We're in the car, and I'm on my phone. I'm going through. I don't know if it was Snapchat or IG, whatever it was. I'm looking at my phone and I'm seeing people's story and I'm like, oh snap.
So that was Snapchat because IG stories wasn't invented
probably
5 years ago.
So I'm looking at that.
Snapchat.
I'm looking at that stuff and then I see it come across a friend and I noticed that it's a group of friends, better said. And I noticed that they're all hanging out and I'm like, damn, like thanks for the I like swipe up and all and thanks for the invite type of thing. So I'm pretty sure it was Snapchat.
Dang, so she felt like, oh wow, you'd rather be with them than with me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I already know it, bro.
Exactly
I already know it, bro.
happened,
But you
bro.
telling me that,
And it just popped off, bro. And it's like,
she's like, am I not good enough for you? Huh? My company's not worthy.
Yeah, bro. It was dealing with one of those, you know, and it was just a headache, bro. And
you were just
what I expected
can you
to
get
be
out of my car.
What I expected to be a really good Valentine's Day, bro, ended up being a very shitty one, bro.
So did you watch 50 Shades of Grey by yourself?
No, we still saw it together.
Peleados. You guys want to watch it?
Still want to watch it.
Damn. Savage, bro. She still
I can't even fucking remember what happened the rest of the night, but
bro,
it was just not the best.
The things we do to get laid. What?
Shit, that's what I'm trying to remember.
Like you put up with that bullshit, bro.
What happened that night? I can't remember what happened that night.
You put up with that bullshit, bro. You went fighting and watched the movie angry.
I can't remember what happened that day. Yeah, but the point is that like,
and the whole point of the movie is to release anger and tension. So.
Well, the whole point is that like the whole thing is that she didn't see me like what I said. I literally said it out loud like a dumbass.
Yeah.
So
like you could have kept that comment.
I literally could have kept that shit to myself. But you live and you learn, and you watch the world burn.
Yeah. And then from there on, Maury learned you don't say certain things in front of women.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that it's just a simple thought. Like, it was a group of friends, and it's just like, oh, it's not even that I wanted to be there with them at that moment. It's just like, you guys are getting together. Like, thanks for the invite. Yeah,
like, you could have at least told me, and I could have declined.
Yeah, exactly. Give me the option to decline. Like,
I thought we were friends.
Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
But the fact that I wasn't invited, I think we're not friends.
Not.
Oh man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, so that's essentially what happened there, and yeah, that was my bad story about Valentine's Day. I think besides that, I can't put my finger on one.
He's like,
Another
all the
one?
other ones have been all right.
For the most part, I
Yeah.
mean, I can probably recall one in high school, but
Way too
you
far
know,
back.
yeah, it's way too far back and not worth sharing. If I'm being totally
Yeah.
honest with you, but I mean, dude, a lot of just stories from high school, bro. Like not good ones, good ones.
He's like, nah.
But it probably made me look bad. But then again, it's high school, you know. In high school,
In high school, you start learning and
I mean?
discovering yourself.
Shit,
You can be a savage.
you're too much of a savage, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, but I'll be honest with you. For some people, it can carry on, and you know.
Yeah, savagery.
And linger.
Yeah.
But just since we're on this topic, Manny, you were kind of sharing something earlier about how other cultures celebrate this.
Yeah, other cultures have it a different way. One of the cultures that I was looking at was the Japanese. And their culture,
Samurai.
you know, our culture celebrates it where we either give each other gifts or, you know, usually the guy or, you know, whoever wants to give it, we exchange it that way. In Japan, the way it's done is the girl has to make chocolates or buy chocolates, right? It's more preferably that she makes it herself. Like she gets a chocolate, makes cookies for you, and she
Bro,
gives it to the guy that she likes.
Let me just make it clear: making chocolate, bro, is a sick ass process. If you're gonna make chocolate, you have to go get it out of the cacao and all that.
It
and all that
depends.
shit.
Like I said,
Bake
it
it.
depends
It's
on
crazy.
the girl, bro. Some girls just buy the chocolate, other girls make it. Like, but the whole point is that she's pouring her love into that cookie.
All I know is that my grandma,
to give it to the guy that she likes.
if my grandma was Japanese, she'd be the best Japanese woman out there because she's amazing making chocolate.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna put that out there. That's amazing.
But then,
though.
how do you feel about that? Like, no, like if we were like that here, right?
you
The
know what? You know
society-
what's the difference?
what?
Capitalism.
Yes, true.
We can just buy that shit,
Yeah.
bro. I'm just sorry. I'm just being honest, Joe. That's the difference between
But
Japan.
here's the thing, though. But here's the thing, right? Like I'm telling you, the girl gives it to the guy that she likes. So it's not like she's making this for everybody in the classroom. How we do it here. It's like no, she's
Yeah,
only giving
bro.
it to the guy that she
You
likes.
know, we had a couple of lovely individuals here, and you know, you would want things to be a certain way, but that's Americanized, you know. In
Mhm.
other cultures, the woman shows the affection and shoots the shot, if you will.
Mhm.
You know, I
Oh.
can't speak for American women here not shooting the shot, but I'm just, you know, I'm just, you know.
So where do I have to go to?
And this is
again for
respectfully
Japan?
speaking, y'all. So.
Yeah, this is Japan. That's the way they do it over there. Yeah, that's how they celebrate their Valentines. Is the girl gives that to the guy that she likes. So if you get that, it's like
So if you have a special someone out there, do it the Japanese way. Ladies, the Japanese way. Don't do it the way that they do it here in the United States. Don't wait for this guy to give you the roses, the
Yeah.
dinner.
And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of guys
Go
are clueless, man.
to Japan
A lot of guys are clueless.
and learn from another culture.
Or don't go to 12 corazones either.
Astrology. Hey, bro, that's bad. That's another subject, man.
Pura brujería, bro.
Yeah, bro. Facts.
Puro that
El
bad.
de
Yeah,
diablo.
bro. It literally like I think it's dumb. I don't know. I think it's dumb in the sense that like it dictates and tells people like you should hang out with this person. You should hang. And I'm like, what if the person that it tells you not to hang out with is the person that can give you an opportunity?
Yeah.
What if
The
what
number-
if you're getting offered a job like and then you're like, oh, I can't because they're a tourist. Like, you know how ridiculous
Bro, there's-
that would sound,
There's laws set in place for that.
bro.
But
I
when
would
it comes to like I've met
I would be like,
and it's usually females.
bro, what the hell?
I don't run into men that do this, but I run into females where they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're an Aries. We're gonna have issues." Like,
Your life is dictated by someone
Like-
else.
like,
Make your own
please,
decisions.
for real. Like,
Figure
yeah,
out if we can actually hang out. You know,
straight up. Like, you know, I like to consider myself a problem solver, and that may be my detriment at some point.
Yeah.
But I consider
well,
myself to be one.
that's mainly every guy. The thing is that a lot of women don't like when women, like for example, when women complain, right, or they're venting to you, they don't want you to solve it. They can solve it themselves. They just want to vent. That's why I used to always like when I talk to girls, I'm like, are you trying to ask me to solve this for you, or you just want to vent? Like because I just need to know. I need to prepare myself. If you're just venting, I don't need to pay attention. Just like, oh wow, oh okay, like because you're just venting. Like that's all it is. You're venting. That's it. Got it. All right.
Got it. Cut it out. I don't want to hear no more.
So everybody do it the Japan way.
Exactly.
Do it the Japan way, and get yourself culturalized with other cultures. But yeah,
And then here's another one.
Yeah.
The heart symbol. Like, have you ever guys just stopped and thought about this? Like, what is the heart symbol? Doesn't look like the heart organ. Like the symbol that's universally accepted.
well, actually, from what I've heard, is that the heart symbol is made up of 2 human hearts.
Really?
Yep, that's where the symbol came from 2 single individual hearts making one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've heard something different.
What'd you hear?
And it's actually a symbolism of the hips of the woman. And the thing is that it's the idea of, I want to give you this to achieve this. You get me?
How so?
Well, it's like if you can give the idea of like, hey, I give you love or I give you attention, you get the hips. See, I've heard that's how the symbol was used in the past. So I'm like, interesting. But your idea too is interesting as well, because I had never heard of that.
Yeah, I never heard. I mean, I had seen it, but I haven't heard it.
Like, that's interesting.
Like, I could see it, but I don't.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Because symbolism is very important. It's like, why do we use this symbol, and why is it important? And it's like, you got to think about that. Sometimes we don't even think about the symbols that we use, So it's interesting to see that, like, why is the symbol important, and why do we use it?
Very, very true.
All right.
It's valid as heck, man. It's very, very true, man. Very, 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 very. But man, people be having a change of heart.
Yeah,
or have
do,
experiences also that can change them.
Exactly.
So tell me about right now the latest reggaetonero that has decided to have a change of heart.
It's kind of a
or
weird
faith-based transition.
I mean, I'm happy that the guy found God, but it's also like very random, Like I thought it was very random because I saw this guy on No Jumper about like 3 months ago, and I was kind of like, whoa, this huge flip. The person I'm talking about is Farruko, which Farruko released Pepas, one of the number one songs in the world. Exactly. He released Pepas, which is very famous. And it's like, whoa. This guy who released this song is performing this song now is saying, hey, I'm for God. I don't want to do this anymore. And he's come out and said, like, Farruko's dead, Well, not meaning about himself, but meaning like that artist. Personality, the artist, right?
He got baptized.
He's like, it's dead, and he's like, I'm just Carlos, which is his legal name.
Damn.
Right? He's like, I'm just Carlos now.
Nah, bro, go back to Farruko. I'm sorry.
Right? That's a horrible, like...
Come on, marketing purposes, bro. Farruko, bro.
Carlos. But he's just Carlos now. So
he's just Carlos.
He started attending a church, and he got really serious about it, and he said that the emptiness that he felt inside, now he feels that is satisfied with God. And the interesting or the controversy of it is that he still is on tour right now, but
man needs to pay the bills, bro.
No, hold on. It's not like that though. All the concerts, he's not even like performing, bro. He just stands there and plays the songs. And then like during the pauses, all he does is preach. And then people are complaining, like his fans are complaining, like, dude, I paid money to see you, to see you perform, to come and enjoy your music, and
that's interesting.
You're not even, performing, and you're not like, oh, you're preaching at me. I didn't pay for that. And he's even saying, hey, you know what? Like, I'm giving out refunds. Like, whoever feels that you were robbed, he's like, please let me know. We will refund you your money. See, that's what I mean. It's not really paying the bills, because he's refunding money to fans that feel like we didn't get the experience we paid for.
Yeah.
I might as well just cancel the whole tour.
He says he's gonna finish it out because it's done at the end of this month.
And I think there's still there's a purpose to it now as well.
But he's
not
also,
that there wasn't before, but
he's also warning everybody. Like, he's already posted in an IG. He's already like broadcasted it. Hey, for the remainder of my shows, know that I will be talking about God. And if you don't want to be there, please reach out. We will refund you your ticket.
Or you can go on Game Time, and many
You know?
Christians would love to buy those.
Go listen to Pepas and get a message.
Yeah, they'll do what you just previously showed us with that guy
Yeah.
on TikTok and kind of translate the song, but make it holy.
A holy version of Pepas?
Holy translation.
Interesting. Well, that would be interesting. But I mean, yeah, I wonder what
Oh
he...
yeah, da tu diezmo y ofrenda, something. You know what I mean? I don't know, bro.
You guys, this is one of Manny's talents.
He's
Is
gonna
that
come
he
out.
likes to remix a lot of songs.
Yeah, exactly. My many talents. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's possibilities there that we're just not taking into account that it just could happen. You know.
Yeah.
No,
I'm sure.
but
I'm sure he's gonna become like a Christian
magician, sick ass fool. And now I should make the cross disappear. Sick ass fool,
I try to say musician, magician came out.
bro. Dog, that's like I would love to see that, a Christian magician.
Brujeria, bro. At its
Christian
finest.
magician,
Brujeria at its
Like,
finest, bro.
bro. All
I'd
I
be
can-
like, eso no es de Dios.
All I can think about is like Doctor Strange and Joel Osteen in one, bro. Like, what the heck? That's literally what comes to my head, bro. Magic.
You're like
and-
the prosperity pastor with the magician, bro. Just be like, everybody becomes rich.
Bam! Snap of the finger. My tithes, I just multiplied them back into your wallet.
Imagine.
Times 10.
We could fix this whole timeline so everybody's a millionaire.
Bro.
Man.
Man, that'd be
man.
hilarious.
Freaking Carlos, huh? No more for Rico then.
No more Farruko, man.
Freaking Carlos.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, it's a win and a, you know, it sucks for those people that, you know, they're huge fans of him, but also it's a positive for him, man. It's a
Well,
positive for his life.
He was a pretty big artist, especially in that genre.
Oh, he's huge, man. He's been there for years. You know, he's been there since the years of like Daddy Yankee, so he's been around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's why it's a
I was
huge-
today's years old.
Yeah, that's why it's interesting to hear that switch.
Switch.
But also like there's other artists that came out and already for example, Osuna came out and he said, "Hey man, I'm with you on this. Know that I'm still your friend. I love you for doing this, and yeah, your glory should be to God." Because that's another person who he is a kind of like a believer, you know, but he's not like fully into it the way this guy's going into it, you know. So
It's one of us.
Yeah.
One of us. One of us.
No. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's interesting, man. I'm all for it, and I think if anyone was out there and is like would give him grief for it, you're not his friend, for sure not. You know what I mean? But
Best
I
of
kinda-
luck to him.
I kind of want to wrap up this podcast just talking about and I still need to do some more research on it.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff going on in Europe that could greatly affect us. It's probably already affecting us greatly
yeah.
with all this inflation, all that stuff.
Well, it messes with our gas prices. It conflicts with that. At the same time, the president has already put a notice that any U.S. citizen should leave the country. Should leave that country.
We're
which
talking
is
about Ukraine. Mhm.
Yeah. So the president has already, you know, said that, like, hey, please leave. Don't be there. Evacuate the place. Because Russia is around the borders of it.
Yeah, and it's some
And-
geographically speaking, it's a country. It's in Eastern Europe,
Mm-hmm.
and it is it borders to the east and northeast of Russia. So it's basically surrounded by Russia.
Yeah.
And it used to belong to Russia a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
The Ukraine?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
it did.
dang.
Before the I want to say before World War II,
Yeah.
it belonged to them, and you know this is now for Russia. When we look at that perspective, back in the day, the UN, the basic matter said the United Europe. What is it called? The UE?
United Nations.
No, not the United Nations. The UE.
The Soviet Union?
No. There's a union within Europe.
You're talking about the EU.
The EU.
The EU.
The European
Yeah.
Union, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So back then this didn't exist. Better said.
Yeah.
So this has been developed, and now I think it has over 34 countries in it.
That's the any country that's within the EU. Like you only use one currency. That's a big part of it. It's like you can if like you have euros. You can use that in Spain, and the same goes if you go to Portugal. The same goes if you go to France.
Yeah,
like
and
all they use is just the
Except
euros.
for the UK, that's why
The UK is because of the Brexit.
that's why I called it the
because
Brexit because
yeah.
they didn't fall in line with that.
They use the pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the European Union has 27 members at the moment, and that ranges all the way from Austria, Belgium, Romania, Slovakia.
So all those countries the same currency.
So they might still have their own currency. I don't want to completely say that, but point is that Russia is effectively is now surrounded by all these countries, and they're not a part of this European Union. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, they might feel at some point somewhat threatened. I don't want to say threatened, but surrounded. That's the best way I could put it. Because if I'm looking at the map right now, the European Union, they essentially have Russia surrounded, especially the.
It's like if their backs are against the wall.
Yeah, especially the
Habitual?
Habibi.
No,
What are you
Habibi.
trying to say?
You know how because Russia, a good majority of it is like ice.
Correct.
So
They can't grow anything. They need to import a lot of things.
so
that's why
the
that's
area
why
that's being
soldiers-
surrounded
yeah.
is mainly the habitable part of it.
habitable.
Habitable
Is what you're
part.
trying
Thank
to
you.
say. Yeah.
Habitable.
Yeah, so the part where you can grow the food and the crops and everything, because that was the other thing is a lot of people were dying of starvation within Russia, especially during World War II and everything. They had the population to fight a war, but they didn't have the food to maintain the army. So yeah, I understand that part of it, and it makes sense why they would want that type of land, but still, I mean. It's crazy because then it would cut a lot of routes for the U.S.
Yeah, and another big issue this causes is Russia is basically allies with China.
Yeah.
We have our own issues with China right now, and this makes things a lot more tense. It puts people on whose side are you on and whatnot. So U.S. troops are already in Ukraine. So something can definitely pop off over there. We're going to keep a close eye there, but for sure, if you're following the current podcast, we will be talking about that in the coming weeks.
Keep you updated.
Definitely.
Hey, did you know that California is the 5th highest GDP in the world?
It can sustain itself.
No. Did you just hear what I said?
No, I don't. No, I heard what you
5th
said.
highest GDP. We're above the UK.
Yeah.
The UK is
just-
in 6th place.
Just the state alone.
Just the state.
Yeah, the state.
Not even the country.
The state could sustain
Damn.
itself as a country.
Yes. Yeah, it's
No wonder
crazy.
We're gonna become an island.
But yeah.
It's because of the population, though. The
True,
population we have. And the things that happen here. A lot of things that happen here.
Yeah.
And we also have one of the biggest military influence. We have nuclear plants here. We have a lot of naval bases. Like, yeah, man, it's crazy.
And that's something that Putin always talks about too. He's like
Who?
there's Putin,
Oh, Putin. Okay.
Vladimir Putin. He always talks about how there's bases all over surrounding Russia as well. Naval ships all over the oceans that have access to Russia and all those things. So he's looking at all those things too. And I know I'm an American and all that stuff, but you also have to look at the playing field and what's being done and all that stuff. And I just don't want to have no World War, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nah, it would probably be another Cold War if we went into it. It wouldn't be necessarily where it would go into a World
It's just
War.
interesting to me that this is happening when Biden is in office. Someone that you can say
yeah, he's a warmonger.
is not
he's
even
known as a warmonger.
not even that. The fact that
He's not functioning.
Yeah, like does Putin see this as a weakness from the U.S. perspective?
Well, he
Like,
respected Trump more than he respected.
that's my point. All that,
Biden.
and Biden has issues. Had not issues, but he had his son having dealings with Ukraine and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't sit well with Putin either.
Yeah.
So all that thing, and then Biden's been in politics for a long time. So pretty sure he's been on Putin's radar and all that stuff. While Donald Trump's always been a businessman. Probably has business dealings in Russia.
Mm.
For all we know, that's why they were saying that they rigged the election and all that stuff when it was with Hillary. But yeah, you know what Andrew
That's why
Schultz.
they were tight homies.
You know what Andrew Schultz said about progressive women. So go check out Flagrant 2 and learn about the throat goat. And I'm not talking about Hillary. I'm just saying
Nancy Rogan.
Nancy Reagan. Nancy Rogan. Hey, that to me, that episode was golden, bro.
Yeah,
Because when he
nah.
starts talking about like how progressive women
Yeah.
and shit, I'm
He's
sorry.
Like, talking about conservative women.
Yeah.
He's like, because
they give up the throat. Oh man.
He's a savage for doing
Shout out
that
to conservative women out there.
Throat
I'm just
baby.
kidding.
He's like, they know how to love their man and empower their man. He's like, that's what I need.
Nancy Reagan was running the White House with her throat.
He's like, and then he's like, how do we prove this? We heard this from where she was in high school.
Nah, bro, and she was like an actress or whatever
Yeah,
in Hollywood.
that's
She was known as like she was like the Kim K of the time, my guy. Like it was
Yeah.
good, you know. Sex tapes went around, but
Yeah.
word of mouth was good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Word of mouth.
Well, it's no, because during that time too, there's also that's beginning to become a popularity. Film yourself doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, still it wasn't like, oh, you can come see my sex tape and all. No, it was just like the word of mouth, bro.
Mhm.
That mouth, what it do, you know,
Yeah.
that's what it was back then. But yeah, that's Flagrant 2. That's one of the podcasts we listen to, guys. So if you're ever interested, what we're interested in, that's what we listen to. Enzo probably listens to some other stuff.
Yep.
He made it clear on that, but it's all good. But
All right, you guys.
thank you guys very
Have a
much.
good one.
For
Thank you
joining
for
us in another
listening.
episode.